You know, a lot of times these games are meaningless to others, but the players are the ones that really love these type of atmospheres because they're competing against their buddies. I mean, we're all a family, but when it comes to who's going to win that ball game, I can look back to, gosh, 25 years ago when we had guys playing for a shoe shine. If his team won, he had to shine the shoes of the other guy, and that's carried over. But it's fun to watch the competition. And a former big leaguer used to come out, he'd always yell out, "Go, team!" And it carried over literally into the season. So this is a fun time for us.
What are the best bets that you've seen from this type of atmosphere?
I've seen some guys that we didn't think were very good really turn it on. I've seen some guys that got a little excited that made us work a little harder in spring training to prepare him for situations like that. It's a real good opportunity for many of our guys to show what they can do.
What have you learned about your team during fall ball?
Well, it's been very disappointing that Drew and Busby were hurt and did not play. But it's given other guys opportunities to show what they can do. And some of our freshmen have taken advantage of their opportunities. I've learned that guys are listening to pitchers, are listening to Coach Bell. He's doing a great job of bringing them along. I watch the young guys, everyday players, and I see them increasing their range, learning the strike zone better, things that Meek preaches big time about being disciplined and not getting yourself out, making the guy get you out. It's been fun to see the progression of these young men, and it's something that you hate to see it end, but we want our guys to be students for a couple of 3 weeks, and when we get away from it, we'll continue with our strength and conditioning, but we want our guys to be college students.
How have you seen Cal come on from year one to year two?
I think playing in the Cape did an awful lot for Cal. He got a chance to compete against the outstanding players that make up this game of college baseball. The success that he enjoyed catching as much as he did, I think really helped him. Accomplishing what he did last year is not something that he's sitting on. He knows that he's got to just go out and get better every day. I came in there about 8:30 this morning in the weight room. The first guy I saw was Cal Raleigh.
Is that encouraging, knowing the year that he had his freshman year, to see him work even harder?
He exceeded our expectations, and sometimes when that happens, guys come back thinking they've got it all figured out. That's not the way he was raised, and he has been working really hard since he came back in August to get stronger, be able to do more things to help his team win, and I think that the strength and agility is going to do him worlds of good.
You spoke a few weeks ago about trying to figure out your bullpen, especially your closer situation. Has any of that come along in the last couple of
I
weeks?
wish I could say we got it all figured out. I'm as clueless now as I was back then. I do feel that we have seen some guys surface, but we haven't gotten an opportunity to pencil them in as a middle guy or a closer. Just looking forward to seeing what they look like when they come back. So many times guys get stronger, they get a little more, I'm not saying 3 miles an hour quicker, But I have seen guys gain 2 miles an hour in the off season as a result of a very good conditioning program. Chase Haney is not going to be available. He was a guy we were looking at as one of our bullpen. Well, to tell you the truth, we're looking at him as a closer, and he's had some arm problems, so we shut him down a week ago and will not pitch anymore this year. So we're hoping that with that rest, he'll be back and competing for one of those important roles. Remember, he had a good year as a freshman, and I kept telling y'all how he passed the test, getting out there and having to get us out of a first and third no-out situation. And he either got a pop-up or possibly a double play ball and 1-run scores. That's limiting the damage, and he did a very good job of that last year.
How's J.C. Flowers look, either pitching or hitting so far?
He's a young man that just needs to play. Beautiful athlete. Run, throw. He just needs to play. And I think that he will be given every opportunity to play. And I'm anxious to see him progress, because as long as I've been here, I've never taught a guy to run. This guy's pretty darn good. Gets good jumps on ball. Good baseball instincts. I mean, the ball is hit, and sometimes you see other outfielders give you one of those. He's gone toward the direction of the ball.
Pitching, you said you still have some questions. Some of the other positions, still questions? Are you starting to fill them in, or?
Well, I guess the only way to say that is we do have the starting three back. Our rotation is back. Got guys competing for those positions, but you might say that Sands and Holton and who am I leaving out? Carlton, he was only our number one. So anyway, Carlton is a true professional. He gets out there and does, every time he pitches, does what he can to make himself better, but at the same time make our team better. He'll pitch a guy a certain way to see if that guy's improved from the last time he faced him. Drew is a special young man, outstanding student, and has just done a tremendous job for our baseball team, and I'm looking forward to seeing him get better, because he doesn't come out here and be satisfied with himself every time. He's working with his slider and his changeup, and very, very proud of what those three young men bring to the table. I do like a lot of what I'm seeing from the young guys, and I would say that one of those freshmen is going to be our fourth starter.
Position players, still questions?
Excuse
surveys?
me.
Yeah.
Position players, I mean, we've got catcher, short, second, returning. Jay Luke certainly is a guy, when you hit in the middle of the lineup one year, it's hard to say he's fighting for a job, but yet he's fighting for a job. We got guys that are playing hard, and we're going to put the best team we possibly can on the field. But I would say that those four guys are certainly deserving. It's up to them to keep it. Quincy Naporti has really been impressive this fall offensively. He will either play first base or DH. The outfielders, so there's a good battle going on in those outfield spots. Certainly right field. I would say if you made me start right now, I could give you 6 of the starters. I cannot give you a starter in right field.
As a team and as a unit, what would you say, or is there any focus for you guys this fall, or something that you guys are working on collectively as a group?
Very good question. Our goal every year is to get to Omaha. The day that isn't our goal, I'm out of here. I want our guys to have that. That's what this is all about. It's like any coach wants the best for his players. Until you get to Omaha, you really haven't had the best.
You've spoken very highly of the attributes that these players are producing, the freshmen, the younger people. Do you think that's affecting your team as a whole? Or is there better practice habits, attitudes, maybe even more better morals? You might even call it?
Yeah. I think any time you've got competition, I think that plays such a big role in a young man's development. Heck, I look back on my career, I was on a 1-year contract for 30 years. It makes you bear down every single day. You know you've got to work to get better. And competition does that. If you don't have anybody scrapping a young man, he may feel like, well, I got this made. And he goes to the plate thinking, oh, I got this. If I don't get a hit, what's the big deal? Well, you don't get a hit this year, you're liable to be over here. I'm talking about if you don't
so
get
we're
a
getting
hit.
harder workers.
Well, we've got
Stronger attitudes.
their attention. Let's put it that way. Their attention span has grown. When you have, it's like y'all. If you had somebody behind you every single day, could be the editor. I don't know. I'm just making all this up. I really know a lot about your business. But if you don't have people pushing you, some people sit on their hands. Not everybody, but some people sit on their hands and think they have it made. That's not what life's about. Life's about being the best you can be on a daily basis. And when you have somebody behind you, you better understand that, or you will be an unhappy camper in our baseball program.
How are